Hello, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Bassett. I hope you and your family are doing well. I miss seeing you at school. I miss seeing you in the hallways, at recess, and in your classrooms. I wish we could be together, however, that's not possible. We will do the best we can to make sure that you continue to learn. I know Ms. Simpleman shared that we are going to focus on weather and climate. I also know that she shared the question, how can understanding weather patterns help us protect communities from weather hazards? This is a question that we will be focusing on throughout this unit, similar to the animal question that we discussed at the beginning of the year. Before we begin, I want to explain what your assignment will be on Google Classroom. After listening to this information, I would like you to share 2 facts or 2 things that you have learned. I would also like you to make sure that you're starting sentences with capital letters, ending with the correct punctuation, and making sure your words are spelled correctly. Weather and climate. We will learn about this topic by reading articles and writing our ideas. Before we do that, let's learn some of the important vocabulary we will need to know. Weather. Weather is what the air outside is like. Is it warm outside? Is it cold outside? If you ask these questions, you are talking about weather. Look outside. What is weather like today? Today, the weather is cloudy, sunny, rainy, partly cloudy, windy, stormy, snowing, and of course, what is the temperature? You can have different kinds of weather in the same day. For example, it could be sunny when you look out in the morning, and in the afternoon, it could be raining. When talking about or learning about weather, the temperature is important too. To measure the temperature, we use a thermometer. The thermometer indicates if it's very hot outside or very cold outside. The thermometers in the pictures measure the temperatures in degrees Fahrenheit. All 4 of these children are doing different activities. The first boy in the pool, his thermometer indicates that it's 93 degrees Fahrenheit. The girl who's snowboarding, her thermometer indicates that it's 34 degrees Fahrenheit. The boy who's ice fishing, his thermometer indicates that it's 16 degrees Fahrenheit. And the boy who's eating the popsicle, his thermometer indicates that it's 86 degrees Fahrenheit. You can do different activities depending on the weather. Meteorologist. A meteorologist is a scientist who studies weather, conditions, and patterns. Conditions, what the weather is right now. Cold, rainy, warm, sunny. Patterns, what the weather will be like for a longer time. The picture to the left, the meteorologist is showing other scientists what she is studying about the weather. The picture to the right, this is Derek Kevra, a local weatherman on the news. To become a weatherman, he studied to be a meteorologist. This individual actually went to Livonia Public Schools, just like you. Meteorologists tell us the weather forecast. On the screen, you can see that there's a 7-day forecast. However, a forecast can change. These are predictions based on the data and information that the meteorologists have collected. To make the forecast, meteorologists make predictions or guesses from the weather patterns about what the weather will be like. On this screen, you can see that the meteorologist is using a map of the United States, and on this map, you can see the different weather patterns. Pretend you're a meteorologist. What has the weather been like the last few days? What predictions can you make about the weather forecast for this week? Try to predict the temperature too. This is an optional activity. You can do this activity if you'd like. You can think about the 4 seasons, winter, spring, summer, and fall. You can think about the month we're currently in, which is May, and May is considered a spring month. And you can use the information that you've been looking at in regards to the weather. Maybe you've been watching the news or looking outside, but this is an optional activity for you to do. Meteorologists use different instruments or tools to study the weather. As you can see, there are several pictures. There's a wind vane, a thermometer, a weather satellite, computer, and meteorologists have used these different instruments to study the weather. Weather instruments help meteorologists to measure things about the weather. The information they learn is called data. All of us know about data. You've learned about data in math. You've collected data. You've analyzed data. You've charted data on graphs, picture graphs, line graphs, bar graphs. So graphs and data, these are terms that you should be familiar with. If you look at the graph to the left, what is the average temperature in Michigan each month? You can see that this graph at the top has the average temperature range in Detroit, Michigan. You can see that the temperature is measured by Fahrenheit. You can also see at the bottom that it's according to the months. If you look, the blue line represents the low temperatures and the red line represents the high temperatures. To the right, you can see a map. How much snow did we get in the winter of 2013-2014? This Michigan map has lots of colors, as you can see, and the chart indicates how many inches of snow fell according to each color. So if you look at the light blue area, less than 58 inches. When you look on the map, the light blue areas on the map had less than 58 inches of snow. Would you like to keep track of or monitor weather data to help you with your weather forecast predictions? On this screen, you can see that there's two graphs. To the left, there's a bar graph. You can see that there's the number of days and the types of weather. You can see that there are about 7 days were sunny, 4 days were rainy, 2 days were cloudy, and about 1 day it looks like was windy. The other graph is a line graph, and you can see that they have the temperatures as well as the days. And then the lines are two different colors. The red line indicates high temperature. The green line represents low temperature. If we monitor or keep track of the weather for just a few days, this would be called short term. But if we monitor the data for months or years, it is called long-term data. Again, boys and girls, when you are done watching this, please indicate 2 facts that you have learned from this information. Again, capital letters, punctuation, and check your spelling. Have a wonderful day.